Scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch. I'm a Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, which today I'm going to talk about folded paper base pages. And I've done a few videos on that, and people have asked for more of those. So what I've done today, though, is expand that a little bit. I've linked my original folded paper videos in the description. But today what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate the borders we make within the paper so that it cuts down on the thickness of your pages. And it's a really cool idea, I think, because it incorporates that design on there, and it makes it very flexible. You can, as you can see, you'll see from some of my samples. And let's just we'll expand the way we use our Border Maker cartridges. So I have, I'm going to start with those, and then I also have a couple of the standalone border punches, which you will see, and I have samples of all of those. So if we, when you do this now, this could be, you could make thematic pages, or they could be generic, which you'll see. Any paper that you have, you can use any paper that you have. If you have new paper packs that you're working with, there's some beautiful new ones coming out that have come out, or you can use, again, from your stash. I'm a big user of my stash. Of course, you get a big stash when you're an advisor. That's the joy of it, because it's like living in a scrapbook store. I have a link about joining my team and becoming an advisor in the description as well. So without further ado, let's start taking a look at the way that we use these borders, what to look for in the cartridges and border punches, and I'll show you a couple of things that I have made. So this is these are the tools that I have used, the punching tools that I have used today. These are the 3 standalone punches that I used. This one is called Diagonal Plaid. This one is our boot prints, and this is our hand tools. Now, if you don't have these, you may have others that work, but I'll show you what we look for when we're using these standalone punches. And now I really want to have you take a look at these Border Maker cartridges, because in order for this folded paper punched border to work, they have to have a special feature, okay? And these are all the ones that I'm using, and I have samples for. This one is an edge punch. This is our notebook edge. This edge punch will not work for what we're going to do today. So if it's any kind of an edge punch where you see there's an opening there beyond where the paper is punched, and you can see it would be attached to your paper, this doesn't work. So you can't use any of those. Any that are chains that have no attachment whatsoever. I'll show you there are a couple of chains here that do work, but any that are chains that drop off, this is the cable chain. If it drops off, it's not going to work for a double punching, because it would just fall off and you wouldn't have it left on the page. So that's the idea. We want it left on the page. So if you look here, these are the ones I have. You use whichever you have, and there were some that came out before I started getting these, so you might have some that I don't. But if you look at these, you can see in all of them that the silver part of the punch is completely covers the complete edge. That's really what you're looking for. You want that complete silver edge there. I'm going to demonstrate this one, the mosaic diamond chain, and it's called a chain, but it's a chain only because it makes it right in a row. It doesn't fall off because, see, it's completely attached. So these are the ones that I have samples for, and we'll take a look at my samples, but I do want to demonstrate for this one, the mosaic diamond chain. Now, this is for people who have not used the Border Maker cartridge system before, or for if you haven't used the scoring blade. I will tell you, our 12-inch trimmer is wonderful. It has many fabulous features about it. One of the things that I love for making folded pages of any kind, whether it's the corner or the side, is the scoring blade that's available. And our 12-inch trimmer blades are stored underneath. I've ordered the 2 brand new ones. I can't wait. I'll have a couple more filled in here, but they're stored right underneath. And when it's time to change them, they're very easy to pop out. The blade, there's no blade visible that can hurt you. It's all contained there and doesn't come open until you push down on it. So you're going to use a scoring blade, and we put the logo, the Creative Memories logo, matching the logo here. Pop that in there, and what you're going to do is you're going to score to get a really straight edge. Now, I will tell you that when you're doing this folded paper, you have to use either designer paper or this lightweight cardstock. This is the shimmer cardstock, is perfect for this because it's lightweight enough that that you can fold it and not damage your punches. Believe me, I tried. Oh, and before I start demonstrating, I just want to show you. This is what I do before I try any of these. I just take scrap. This is from the fill and file sleeves. I just make scraps of these and I fold them over and I test it out. I go ahead and I score and I fold and I test it out to see if it's going to work. So you don't waste your designer paper. Just use some scrap paper that you might have. And that fill and file sleeves are great because it's a nice weight. And it's also comes free with the packet. Okay, so now I'm going to use the gold shimmer. And when you're using these Border Maker cartridges, I find that a fold at 1.5 inches is a really good width of a fold. So I'm going to take this up here. And remember, we're scoring. Make sure it's not your cutting blade. All right. And I'm going to score it a few times just so it's visible to me and I can fold it. And it's you could fold this by hand if you want to measure it, but it's just so much easier if you have the scoring blade. Okay, let's put that away. Now this is pretty visible to me. It might be difficult for you to see, but I can see it very easily. So I'm going to fold. And generally, I start on each end. Fold right there. All right, so we have one of the creases. And I know if you've used the Border Maker cartridge system before, when you have little pieces of paper like this, it can be a little tricky. So I'm going to show you two choices. Now, if you've not used this before, this is for you. If you have, feel free to just move ahead in the tape. So you're going to put the cartridge in so that the prongs are sticking out. The Creative Memories logo goes inside, and you'll hear it click. All right, now this is what we use to hold our paper in place. This folds down underneath, and these grooves that you see here interact with those pegs. That's why we have those there. So we pull that open. And now when it's a short piece of paper like this, because you may be using like the last of your scraps, you can use sticky notes to give a little bit more width to it, because this is what the magnets will hold on to. So we pop this in to the corner, and I have used and reused these two sticky notes quite a bit for this project. Okay, put that down, and you see now it's going to hold it in place. Now you do have to be a little more gentle. You can't be rambunctious. And now we're going to put this in so that you can feel those pegs interact together. Punch this down. I love this design. It's almost like stained glass or something. It's so beautiful. Okay, and the last one. So that's one side finished. We're not going to do the reveal yet. We'll do the reveal in a second. And now when I was experimenting with this, I found that this works with the sticky notes, but when it's like this, I found this worked a couple of times. So I'm going to do it like this and show you like this. This could be the wrong thing to do during a demo, but you know, if I'm going to tell you that it's possible, I think we should do it together. All right, put this here. Oh, these are so pretty, these little gold triangles and squares. All right, now we put this on carefully. And you'll see there's a little peg sticking out here. You can see that it's 6 punches total. Okay, that worked very well. So now I'm going to, you can see how easy it is to remove these. You just push this little button and out they pop, so you're ready for the next one. Okay, I'm going to put these over here because I do sometimes keep some of this confetti, because when you're doing just being creative with designs, it's kind of a nice thing. So let me move that out of the way. I'm going to use gold paper. I use gold for the top. I'm going to use black shimmer for the base, and I want you to see this. So now when you open this up, isn't that a beautiful design? And now what I have found the best to do is when you fold it, you want to have the fold up, you know, like a TP up, and then it's easier to put it down on there. So if you don't have a silicone mat, you certainly can use parchment paper or just do it on plastic. You don't want to do it right on here because the tape runner will get on there. Use the repositional tape runner for the cutout places. Okay, so let's just do that real quick. we'll go back and we'll use the regular tape runner for the center. But this is the best because you know it's going to get in all these little lines, but not anywhere else, because this will not stick to the silicone mat. So that's set. And now I'm going to move that away. I'm going to get my regular tape runner. Let's put a few pieces. All right. Now let's get this down so we can see. So I have to stick my head over there, I'm afraid, so I don't get it off. I love working on the 13 by 13 mat because it really helps you line things up. Okay, now is when you're going to push those seams down. I love that look. The borders are contained within the base page, but what a beautiful design that is. And here's the bonus. Looks great as sitting here vertically, but look at this. Very easy to put horizontally, and then you have all this space. You could easily do 3 photos in here, maybe 3.5 by 5, a couple of 4 by 6, 4 by 4s, and I will show you on some of my samples. I do have some photo mats, but that's what we do. We fold, punch, and create a beautiful base page. Let's look at some other samples. All right, so I wanted to use the Bats and Stars because that is one of those cartridges that works for this double fold. So I used a purple paper and I let the black go through for the black bats, and I put it on black shimmer. But you can see I folded it, and there are our bats. This is our candy cane, this little candy cane, which for me, this does look like a candy cane. It has the colors of a traditional candy cane. And once again, it can be, you can use this horizontally, or you can make it vertical. Again, lots of room for your photographs. But take a look what happens when you change the negative space color, the base that it's sitting on. Isn't that beautiful with the black? Because here it just looks like a cool geometric design with those diagonal lines. And on this one, I have it going one direction one way, one the other. Now I didn't, that punch that we used, the diamond, didn't matter. When it does have a direction, what you have to do is when this is folded, you have to punch one way the first time. And then if you want it to be the same, you have to flip it over to go the other direction. So just play with that on your scrap paper before you do that so you get it going the right way. But again, this doesn't matter to me if it's going the same way or opposite. I did want it opposite this time so that it works both horizontally and vertically. Now I used this open house packet that I still had pieces from, and so I used this one, and this was the standalone punch. This was the diagonal plaid. I really love this punch, and I love Christmas plaid anyway, so it was kind of a win-win for me. So I punched it, put it on this base paper from the open house packet, and did the double fold. And here you just do it the same way. You just line it up as if you were making a single border and go all the way across, matching the picture here, matching the blue on the blue, so you don't see any blue. And then open it up and you have the design. But I just cut a few mats so that you could see. All right, so this again could be vertical or it could be horizontal. No matter which way we put it, you can put a couple. This is the same as the base paper. I made mats the same as the base paper. These are 4 by 6, so my photos would have to be slightly under, like 3.5 by 5. You could do it this way. We can also do it like this. And because it's an overall design, I wouldn't worry about going over the edge. That doesn't bother me at all. But you could also do this. It's your choice, okay? You could use 4 by 4s. Now remember, if you use a 4 by 4, you're going to have to cut your photos to be a little bit smaller than that. Could do that. We can also stagger these. If staggering doesn't bother you, I know some people don't like that at all, but you're welcome to do that. Okay, there's the 4 by 4 mat. Then I got out my custom cutting system. I used my ovals, and I decided to make some ovals because I was thinking holiday, but this would be kind of fun. You could put little photos like this, and then I used our bow punch. We have bells and bows. And then you could add that, pop that up on a foam square, and what a cute mat that would be. and have your little bow. Now the bow could be a different color, it could be white. Maybe you want to use a shimmer paper, but look at that. You can change those into like little ornaments with photos on there. Okay, that's using the open house packet, which again was from my stash. And this one I wanted to show you. Let's move this out of the way. This one I wanted to show you. I did pick out a couple of laser cut borders just in case. All right, this is that the one that I demonstrated at first, the diamond, this one with the mosaic diamond chain. I do love this pattern. So I thought we could use it this way, again, horizontally or vertically. And if you wanted to do more, to me, this is the perfect base page. But if you want to add more embellishment, you may want to add like a snowflake or something on there. That's up to you. But I just wanted to show you, of course, you can always add options. You do you. If you want more design on it, you go right ahead. But I just love that. Again, negative space coming through, making that beautiful design. Now I'm going to show you some that are not holiday, but just more generic. All right, this is using that confetti, our little confetti Border Maker cartridge. And you definitely can keep the confetti that comes out of this, because you could always add touches of color by taking the precision point adhesive and dropping it in there and adding some touches of color. But if you want just a simple base page just to have for a celebration, here's a celebration page, again, horizontally or vertically, whichever you like. When Mr. or Ms. Fix-It is working and you want to document that, I thought it would be fun just to have the tools. And I do save this confetti too, because you can always glue in if you punch other colors, you can always glue them in there if you want to add other touches of color. But this punch works for that as well. And this is not a Border Maker cartridge. It's this hand tools that came out with our recent one. I forget the name of it, but it's about fixing up. DIY, and this one worked really, really well. Okay, this one I did put it on cardstock so that it would have a nice color through. And often what I would do then is I would make some mats, photo mats, if I wanted to mat the photos, just to make them stand out a little bit better. And again, you could cut them into ovals, maybe a circle and a square. It's your choice. Okay, this just everyday activities. This was from, I think maybe might have been from the Spring Garden, Secret Garden last year. Footprints, and I did have the footprints going the same direction. I could have switched it one way or the other, and you'll see I did that on another one. But again, this can be used horizontally or vertically, whichever. They can be coming at you, they can be walking away, whichever you want. But very easy, and then look, you've got a lot of space. I used a watery paper and put these little flip-flops, walking at the beach, walking at the edge of the water. Again, horizontal or vertical. But I love it because your border's already there. It doesn't add any height or any more thickness if you don't want to, because it can get a little bit thick if you keep adding things. All right, these are the blueprints. This was from, I think it was 2021, perhaps. National Scrapbook Day, and I did it in two different, same design, but I did it with a different background. This has the tropical waters there, island waters, cardstock, and this one is a darker one. It made me think of dirt, like the grass and the dirt. That's why I did it this way. Again, you can be walking this different directions. These are both going the same direction. This one's walking up and this one's walking down. Again, that's totally up to you. You would have to turn the paper over if you wanted to go the opposite direction of that. Just be aware of the directionality. And the last one was from, I want to say 2022, National Scrapbook Day. And I used the little puppy prints. It is called paw prints. So I use that. And again, I have the puppies going one way and then the other direction. But again, leaves all that wonderful space through there. You can have it. Now, I didn't make a sample of this, but it would be the same idea. This is the animal tracks, like the wild animal prints. That would be the same kind of a thing. And the last samples I have for you are from other National Scrapbook Days, again, generic. Let's take a look. Okay, this next 2 pages I made a double page spread. I used this Heart to Help paper. This was Creative Memories issued this collection to support the people of Ukraine when the war started, and I just loved it, all the sunflowers and those bright, beautiful colors. So I used 2 of these to make a double page spread. You can use them individually or as a double page spread. So here's how I did it. I used the banner punch, which has all that silver all around it, so you can see it stays on there. I doubled it, and I used the banner punch here, but then I took the confetti, and because the flip side, I can see if I can show you here, the flip side is the busier paper, okay, it's this paper. So I did save the confetti, and then I added them, alternated them, so it wouldn't be too much, but I just added that. And then to tie it in, I took some more of that confetti. This is just folded over. This has a 2-inch fold. Folded this over. This is the opposite side, okay? Folded that over, and then just to tie the 2 pages together, I took some more of these little banners, pre-cut banners that were punched out, and then I added them. And to make them line up so it would line up with this, what I did was when I was adhering them, I put this other one right next to it so that I could line them up. And it would look like I meant to do that. So that's another way to help you. Okay, so that was the Hearts to Help. Is that what it was called? Heart to Help, yes. Okay, so there's samples of that double page. And yeah, and I put this one's on cardstock just to bring up to have all those blues. And this is on the back of another piece. Again, ready to drop in a pocket. You've got another page. Okay, this is from, I want to say 2021 maybe, 2020 maybe, National Scrapbook Day. And you can see this is generic. These bubbly, circly things don't have anything to do with sunflowers and ladybugs, but it just makes a nice design. So I put this on blue cardstock so that they would stand out. And that's, again, this one is called Bubbles. Okay, so I used the bubbles on there. Just makes a cool design. This one, I love this garland. This one's called Garland, and I used it 2 different ways. This again was another like 2021 National Scrapbook Day, so I used it for that. This is this year's National Scrapbook Day, but it just adds a little touch on there. And again, we can use these horizontally or vertically. Either way, completely flexible. The next one. That Ancient Key, it is still my favorite cartridge, Ancient Key. I love it. And that's a beautiful one to do this fold and then punch. And I used, I think it was 2021, had little strawberries peeking out for those little spots of color. And I did put this on, what did I put it on? Oh, it's the same paper. Okay, so I just used 2 sheets of the same paper. This made this one the base, and then this strawberry paper was the other side of it. Finished, and a lot of room for pictures. Okay, back to that diamond chain, the one that I showed you initially. Okay, this is the Mosaic Diamond Chain. Beautiful paper, and I wanted to show you that it is flexible and you easily could get pictures, so I just punched some cardstock. So you could put these here. You could put them, if you have horizontal pictures, you could put them here. Add some embellishment, some journaling in there, gives you space to do that. And this one is on, oh yeah, this is that same 2021 with the strawberries. One of the old National Scrapbook Day. I love the paper so much. I always get extra because they are so flexible to use. This one, this is the zebra punch. Now, I love it because it's the zebra stripes, but this doesn't make me think of a zebra at all. It's just a really pretty design. And I picked up on that stripy kind of design using this other, using the scrapbook paper that was, again, that 2021. It all went with this collection. The polka dots and the strawberries and everything, and the hearts. Very pretty. But matted, you have room for 2 mats, and you already have a little title in there. This one, my last one I wanted to show you. This was from, I don't remember. Again, this must have been 2021. I think this was Totally Tonal. I just went into Totally Tonal for this green paper, and then I love it with this Island Waters color on there as well. So, Again, this was chevron. This was the chevron. And I do save these chevron punch outs because they're great. And some of these bigger pieces especially, you can go back and you can add some more color and so forth on there. If I didn't put that there, you could make it horizontal, but I committed it to being vertical, but you could easily change that. Actually, you would just probably have to move that. I did pop these up on foam squares, but if you want to keep your pages flat and you want to add embellishments and stickers, add them, but don't put the foam squares. And again, it's going to be much flatter because your border is it's already integrated within your page. So you're not adding anything except maybe your mats and your photos, and this would be flat. I hope that gave you some good ideas. So just want to review. Now you're going to fold, you're going to punch, and then you already have your border as integrated right there as part of your page. But just make sure you understand, do not try to do the fold with regular cardstock. It will ruin your punches. You'll have trouble getting them apart. I tried. Believe me, I tried. So we don't want to do that. Designer paper or shimmer, lighter weight cardstock would be great with those punches because remember it's doubled. So I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below and I will address those questions. Remember, if you don't have an advisor, if you have an advisor, shop with your advisor. If you don't have an advisor, I would love to fill that role for you. And if you want to live in a scrapbook store like I do, click on that link that I have in the description and join my team. We can work virtually, or if you're a local, we can meet together and do all kinds of good stuff and scrapbook, and let's create our memories together. Thank you again for watching. Happy scrapbooking. Goodbye for now.